All right, it's the end of the year, and if you're like me, you're looking at the past 12 months and you're either super happy with what you achieved or you're disappointed because you didn't achieve your goals. And sometimes when we are faced with disappointment or failure, we can start to look at things as if they're out of our control or they're not our fault. And that's a really dangerous place to be, because if we can talk ourselves into believing that it's out of our control or it's not our fault, then we don't have any say so in what the future looks like either. And I was having a conversation with a real estate agent yesterday, somebody that I know personally. Um, and this agent was sharing with me all of the frustrations that they're currently facing. And it went on and on and on. And I was doing everything I could to encourage this agent. And what I heard was, it's not my fault. And then she's talking to other real estate agents who also have decided that things are just too tough and it's not their fault. So misery loves company. And when you find yourself in that situation, what you need to do is you need to get in better company. You need to surround yourself with the eagles who are thinking bigger, who are willing to accept the fact that I'm responsible for where I am. That's the hard truth. But because I'm responsible for where I am, I also have a decision, a choice, impact on what the future looks like. And because I was having this conversation with her, and it was a tough conversation for me because this is somebody that I really care about, who I'm watching settling for failure when success is still an option. I got into the first lesson from the Traveler's Gift. If it's not on your book list, please put it there. And the first lesson is on the buck stops here, right? In other words, I'm responsible for where I am. And I wanted to just share some end of the year mindset with you guys because I care about you and I want to help you as you're pursuing your big goal. You're on a journey with a destination that is assured. And then the question is, are you really? Or is there a possibility this destination is just a pipe dream? You're never actually going to get there. And whether you do or not really depends on how you think. All right. So the ultimate outcome of anyone's life is a matter of personal choice. In other words, we are choosing where we go. We are responsible for where we are. Where we are is a matter of choice. So I'll share a personal story with you in reference to this. So late last year, I made a decision to move back to the west coast of Florida. I also made a decision to a career path that I was changing as well. And that decision was made easier or harder by a business partnership that I got into with two different people who were hiring me as consultants, coaches, in order to help them build their business. And both of these people were paying me pretty good money, which made the move easier. And then on the day before we moved to Palm Harbor, March 16th, I get an email from one of the two individuals telling me that he's pulling out. Now, him pulling out was 75% of my income at the time. And I'm like, crap. Now, it could have gone directly to, it's not my fault. However, that wasn't going to do me any good to take any time at all and focus on where I was and the difficulties that I was going to face starting this new business, minus this partnership, which was 75% of my income. That wasn't going to do me any good. I needed to focus on, okay, now what? So what? Now what? Personal choice is the result of how we think, which is driven by perspective. So personal choice, the choices we make are driven by perspective. Perspective is simply the way we choose to look at things. Perspective is the only thing that can dramatically change the outcome of an event without changing any of the facts. In other words, I've lost this business opportunity. It's a horrible thing. Or I've lost this business opportunity, which is going to give me an opportunity, which is going to give me the chance to change direction slightly in order to end up where I want to go. And had that not happened, quite honestly, I don't know if I would have even started building my coaching business. But because it did, I'm here. And because it did, I started building my coaching business, and I don't regret that, but it's the perspective that allowed me to do that. And by the way, if I'm giving you any examples, I'm not pointing myself out as, look at me, just do what I'm doing, because nobody's screwing this up more than I am. Nobody's made more mistakes than I have. All right. Your failure is what you decide, your future is what you decided it'll be. You guys believe that? You have a choice on your future. It'll be what you decide it will be. Now, if you're challenged with that, spend some time thinking, why is that a challenge? Why am I challenged with that? Why am I listening to these negative limiting thoughts that are telling me that my future is not simply a matter of choice? We are all in situations of our own choosing. Our thinking creates a pathway to success or failure. Can you look back over the last year, over the last 5 years, and track your path to where you are? And can you identify the decisions you made that are part of the reason for you being where you are today? And then can you identify the thoughts that went into those decisions? By disclaiming responsibility for our present, we crush the prospect of an incredible future that might have been ours. Until a person takes responsibility for where he or she is, there is no basis for moving on. The bad news is that the past was in your hands, but the good news is that the future is also in your hands. I am responsible for where I am. I don't like where I am. However, I'm also responsible for my future, which means I can make a decision to be in a better place. I can be in a better place by thinking differently, by having the right perspective, by making better choices. From this moment forward, I will accept responsibility for my past. By accepting responsibility for my past, I free myself to move into a bigger, brighter future of my own choosing. Never again will I blame my parents, my spouse, my boss, or other employees for my present situation. I think we've all done that. I go back to the conversation that I was having yesterday with this individual, and I think they've done that. I think, unfortunately, they've just decided that they're not happy where they're at, and it's not their fault. It's not my fault. It's the economy. It's the housing market. It's the company that I'm working for. It's greener pastures. If this isn't working, then it's got to be better somewhere else. But unfortunately, you go wherever you go, and all the problems that you're having are going to follow you. You're either successful or you're not. And the answer to that question is in the mirror. It's not anybody else. I will look forward. I will not let my history control my destiny. You know, that's the halftime conversation. So you're in the locker room at halftime, and there's nothing in life less significant than the score at halftime. And you've got your butt kicked in the first half. All right. Now, The good news is it's halftime. Now, how do you know it's halftime in your life? You're still here. You're breathing. You're listening to me right now. If that's the case, then it's halftime, because the best part of your life is still in front of you. And you can make a decision to go out in the second half and score and score and score and score again until you come back and win the game. You can make a decision starting today to change your destination by changing the way you think today. I am where I am today, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because of the decisions that I have made. So no matter where we are in life, we're there based on the decisions we made. We chose the house we bought. Therefore, we chose our mortgage payments. By choosing to eat ribeye steak or hot dogs, we're choosing our household budget. By choosing the car that we're driving, we're choosing our budget. We chose to buy that expensive car when we could have bought a less expensive car. And ultimately, we are where we are because of the choices we made. It's nobody else's fault. That's a good thing. Don't hear that as judgment. It's not. And understand that I am speaking to me. Everything that I'm sharing with you, I'm sharing with myself. You guys are just listening in on a conversation that I'm having with myself. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking. Therefore, I am where I am today because of how I think. Today, I will begin the process of changing where I am by changing the way I think. You see, I can choose to be a victim, or I can choose to be accountable. And by choosing to be a victim, then I'm choosing to stay in this situation that I'm currently in. I'm going to be in it forever until I accept responsibility for the fact that I am where I am because of the decisions I made. I am accountable. I am responsible. I am where I am, and it's my fault. Therefore, I can change my destination because I can change my decisions starting today. And I changed my decisions by changing the way I think. My thoughts will be constructive, never destructive. Are you having constructive thoughts, or are you having destructive thoughts? My mind will live in the solutions of the future. Everything in your life is either going to be about problems or solutions, and the difference is a choice. You're either going to choose to focus on the solutions, or you're going to choose to focus on the problems. Which one are you going to choose? How does it feel when somebody, and we've all got these people in our lives, when somebody comes to you and it's always problems? Now, do they want you to help them get out of that situation, or do they just want you to listen to their problems? 9 out of 10 times, they just want you to listen to their problems. They're not interested in solutions. Again, tough talk. And I'm talking to me, so don't anybody take this personal. Now, it's the end of the year, and you have a choice what 2024 looks like. It's all based, and it all starts with how you think, which largely is the result of perspective, how you see things. Perspective is the only thing that can change the outcome of an event without changing any of the facts. All right, talk to me. Tell me what you heard.